And let's go gameplay. All right, so we have Angel 22 playing
Yep.
against Tsubasa Shimizu.
Yeah.
So,
Angel versus Espeon here. I'll just say their PCGO name just so it's a bit easier. So we got Ice Rider versus Shadow Rider, the two new Calyrex cards from Chilling Reign. Both of them are debatably the BDIF. Some people say that Ice Rider is, the whole Ice Tray movement, and then you got Shadow Rider, where people are like, oh, the deck is just so good. Has to be the BDIF. I think they're both really good. Honestly, I think Ice Rider Post Station is going to be really good. Right now, part of me feels underwhelmed by Ice Rider because it doesn't really one-shot VMAXs. I know the idea of putting, so much pressure on a 250 damage turn 2 can be very good. So I think we'll see some of that in this match here. I'm pretty sure we are seeing Espeon go first, I'm imagining. And actually getting the path, the peek and play right away is pretty big for Angel here. I think Angel does have Marshadow. He has two Marshadow in the deck. Angel definitely needs those Marshadows to get rid of those paths to the peaks. It's going to be
yeah,
very, very
Marshadow
good.
is going to be a huge card in this matchup. From my experience playing this matchup, I think it's a little bit favored in the Shadow Rider's favor when it comes down to that matchup, just because they could do so much, and the Alcremie VMAX is something you just can't overcome. Really, the damage output not being able to get much around the 250. Ice Rider is great at knocking out knocking out tag team Pokemon, not so much
Yeah,
VMAX Pokemon.
exactly. Yeah, and I think Ice Rider, it could still be favorable. I think it's honestly going to be a back and forth game. Or actually, the first thing we're seeing Angel go for here is a Horror House GX, which is a very strong GX attack that can very much swing games in your favor. Even just getting that free turn of getting energy and play with Shadow Rider's good. Now, there is a glitch, I'm pretty sure, with Horror House right now on PCGO that we have to watch out for. There's a glitch where people are doing Horror House GX and able to still attach energy with Shadow Rider, which apparently you're not supposed to do. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about in this game because it's not Shadow versus Shadow Rider, but I think that is a glitch that is a thing right now, so we have to be a little cautious of that. But actually, we see Angel not go for the Horror House, maybe trying to do Horror House next turn.
I
I
think
think the
right
idea
now
with Gengar,
Angel's worried about the path to the peak in play, having to den HGX, having those
yeah,
cards that it's all ability based draw. So it's one of those things where I think he's trying to use Gengar Mimikyu GX as like his draw power here.
yeah, I think so. The Gengar Mimikyu can be a little risky with the, um, in a matchup like this, especially because Ice Rider just one shots Gengar Mimikyu with its attack. So it's a bit of a risky card to use in this matchup. I don't know if the Gengar Mimikyu is the best card, but again, Horror House, even Poltergeist can be really good. Ice Rider does play a ton of trainer cards, so Horror House can sometimes do big damage. Um, so we'll see. But actually, judging from Espeon here, maybe Espeon can KO the Gengar Mimikyu this turn. It's unlikely, but I don't know. We could see it happen. Angel is in top deck mode right now, but Angel does have access to Horror House, so I guess if Espeon kills his Gengar Mimikyu and Angel doesn't draw something, Angel's just stuck. But no, we just see research. But Ice Rider, does it play the Great Catcher?
The Ice
No,
Rider
there's okay.
here, they
No.
do not play Great Catcher. It's actually an interesting version of Ice Rider.
Yeah.
A lot of these Ice Rider lists do not play the quick shooting Inteleons. I mean, it's not that uncommon, but it is one of those things where they are playing less Ice Rider Calyrex V to fit for some more tech cards. Typically, it doesn't play any kind of draw, kind of clutch Pokemon like the Den GX or Crobat. Here we have one, and there's even a Mew, which might be a good call against the Rapid Strike matchup. I think the most interesting
Yeah.
card in this deck has to be the Lieutenant Surge's strategy.
Yeah, that's gonna be really cool. Being able to like Melanie Leon is actually pretty good, I guess, for the Ice Rider deck. And we are gonna probably just see a Horror House GX here. And that's pretty good for Angel. Gengar Mimikyu won't get KO'd by the Calyrex here. The Calyrex cannot attack the Gengar Mimikyu. If it had 2 energy on, this Gengar would probably fall. But
But
yep.
right now it's just going to be a draw pass, and that's the power of Horror House GX.
Yep. The problem though is Angel did just kind of find nothing off of that to get rid of this path to peak. So Angel is still dead drawing, which is not good. Yeah, Angel could have drawn like many of searching ways to find the Marshadow. I mean, with Fog Crystal and Quick Ball. I mean, it's pretty common for the Marshadow to find when you need it. But yeah, this Gengar Mimikyu's Horror House didn't get Angel much. The Gengar Mimikyu is also very much a a very bad card to leave in the active. I think Angel will have to switch into the other Shadow Rider on the bench. Oh, going for the whole part. Oh, is that KO? I think that might be a knockout.
One, two.
Yeah,
That
that's a KO.
wow. Sometimes Horror House
Wow.
GX, you draw into those wrong cards, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure Tsubasa here is just like, yo, I don't want to draw into any more trainer cards, and just drew into one
Yep.
too many there.
Yeah, now I'm sure Espeon will respond with a KO, and actually Angel still didn't find any useful cards really off of that. I mean, the Alchemy is okay, but and the Alchemy is a good card in this matchup, I think, for Shadow Rider because it's able to just one-shot Ice Rider, but in this scenario, it is not very good.
I honestly think the play here is just to sacrifice something like an Ice or a Shadow Rider Calyrex V,
Yep.
and then set
Just
up the
hope there's
Alchemy
no-
V Max, then use
Yep, that has to
Adornment,
be the play.
and then really hope that Tsubasa can't follow that up by knocking things out. You can't really
Yep.
keep the energies in play. And another good thing, an interesting thing about the Ice Rider list is it only plays limited copies of Capacious Buckets. So a lot of lists nowadays are
Yep.
playing 3 copies. It also plays less water energies than a typical list. Most lists play 8 or 9. This list plays 7. So it might be something
Very
where
low count.
Tsubasa could run out of energies during the late game.
Yep. Yeah, Angel really needs to top deck something here to stay in the game. If Angel isn't able to find a way to find Marshadow or get a draw supporter, Angel will be in quite a bit of trouble. Angel's dead drawing, and yeah, no card in Angel's hand is able to really do much outside of the Alchemy VMAX, but when you're unable to do stuff like Underworld Door, it's not going to be enough, I think, to get you there. We are going to see this Ice Rider probably just take out this Gengar Mimikyu here. Oh, a Stamp to 3 with the Path in play. That is pretty devastating. Obviously, Espeon didn't know that Angel didn't have an out, but this could now give Angel an out to getting rid of the thing. Yep, there we go. We see a Fog Crystal and a Quick Ball. I think Angel can go Fog Crystal for Marshadow and then Quick Ball for Dedenne.
Yeah, really,
So that was a
the
pretty good
hand might
intercept,
actually be better for Angel. I think Angel's like,
Literally, it is
I thought
better,
it was like
yeah,
kind of
for sure.
awkward, but looking a little bit better now. Now, one thing that I
Yeah.
did notice in this matchup, the quick shooting Inteleon does work well against those Shadow Riders. So it might be one of
Yeah.
those things where the way that Tsubasa's board is set up, I think they might be pretty good to just kind of take out that Shadow Rider pretty soon, especially when they have
Yep.
access to Leon.
Yeah, having that extra energy on the Ice Rider means that you can play Leon without having to use Melanie, which is very, very good. But that's if Espeon decides to use Ice Rider. I guess one thing that could happen is Espeon still does need to, not gonna leave the Shadow Rider in the active. Yeah, Espeon still needs to find a boss's order, I guess, with that. But I mean, eventually if Angel's not able to really get something going quick enough, we could just see the this Shadow Rider or Ice Rider build up a ton of damage on the Shadow Rider with the Inteleon's quick shooting, and then just boss it out and KO the Shadow Rider here. We do see Espeon does play 2 quick shooting, so if Espeon gets another one down next turn, that is an extra 40 damage, leaving the Shadow Rider with 60 damage on it, and it's almost in range of getting killed by Max Lance. So cutting it close, but yeah, that Stamp, unfortunately for Espeon, did give Angel a really good hand, and it looks like we are going to see the Underworld Door. I gotta imagine Angel will try to prioritize the Alchemy here, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, it seems like the only thing that could really get a huge knockouts.
Yep. And the other interesting thing here, too, is what will Angel do? Will Angel go into the Dedenne to try to buy a turn, or will Angel leave Shadow Rider? I think you have to go into Dedenne. If Shadow Rider takes damage
I think you
here,
just go into the other Shadow Rider and just attack.
Yeah, that would work, too, yeah.
I think that's good because you're not going to get knocked out. You should be
you
pretty
can
cool.
two-shot. Mm-hmm.
And there's 3 prize cards left on Tsubasa's field, so they won't be able to
Yeah.
go Leon, Boss, and going for Leon and Boss in the same turn. They're not behind on prize cards. There's no way that the Lieutenant Surge is able to come out. So I think technically that Shadow Rider on the bench is safe because at most with the 2 quick shooting Inteleons, we could see 40 damage added to it. So that's going to add 60 damage to the total of this Shadow Rider Calyrex on the bench. 320 minus 60 is going to put it at 260, 10 damage short of getting knocked out with a full powered Max Lance. So a little bit short on Tsubasa's side.
Yeah. Now the thing is with Angel just hit for 130, which is honestly not a whole lot of damage to do. However, Angel will be able to accumulate more energy, so Angel can maybe win next turn with another Max Geist, or Angel can just go Alchemy VMAX. The big thing is Espeon goes straight for that Path to Peak, get that down right away, shut off the Underworld Door, which is very, very important. And I think Espeon's only win con here is to probably just... I mean, one thing Angel can do, Angel could put the path in play, maybe try to move the Ice Rider, sacrifice a Sobble so you get access to Lieutenant Surge, and then maybe try to go like Surge Boss Leon or something. That could be a play that we could see Espeon maybe try to work for, or just hit the Shadow Rider and pray that the Ice Rider doesn't go down here. Angel does have a boss, but Angel also will not have a way to counter the Stadium unless Angel top decks the Marshadow out. Angel won't be able to just go, Angel won't be able to do anything about the Path of Peak that is probably going to come down here and do boss in the same turn, which could be a very big deal.
Well, it should also be noted, too, that there's no switch in the Ice Rider deck. There's no escape rope. The only way to get that Pokemon out is hard retreating it or playing the Air Balloon in the deck. And the Air Balloon's only a one of cost. So with all the things that considered, Tsubasa has to be very careful this turn. And I think we are going to see the retreat play set up here, hoping that Angel does not have boss in their hands. And there's the path. So it could be interesting here.
Yeah, I think that honestly has to be Espeon's best play here to stay in the game. And there's a Marnie taking away Angel's hand. And Angel actually didn't have a way to respond to KO this Ice Rider with the hand. Unless Angel top decks like a Marshadow play here. So let's see what this gets. Oh, Angel still doesn't find a Marshadow. Angel does have boss still. But no Marshadow is rough.
Yeah, the no Marshadow is rough. But maybe the Marshadow is a top deck away. We still have access to the top of our deck. Let's see how everything goes. I think that's really the best way to look at it. There's so many times where I've been martied into a wrong hand, and one card can change the whole fate of the game. I do like the play here with Pierce. Getting that damage on this active Pokemon can definitely change things up.
Exactly.
Oh, and literally here we are talking about changing the fate of the game.
Yep.
That was a huge top deck right there for Angel. Huge.
That changes everything. And Angel has boss, so if Angel can whip up enough energy, we are probably going to see Angel take game 1 here. We'll see. There's the Underworld door number 1 going to the Shadow Rider.
Oh, that is not the dub.
There. Yeah.
I definitely also would have powered up the Alchemy V because that V Max could do more damage if anything were to happen. I don't think that it matters between having 2 Shadow Riders here. I think it just matters between having Pokemon in general.
Yeah, I think now Angel's just kind of on the back foot. Angel might not be in a good enough spot here to win, but I guess if Angel doesn't kill the active, I guess then Espeon can't win because Espeon's only switch out has now been used up, and this Ice Rider does require another energy retreat, so it might have to evolve to take the KO. So Angel could still be in the game depending on what Espeon has in Espeon's hand here to kind of stick around for a turn.
Exactly.
I think this is the final turn for both players, I think, though.
I think so, too. Someone's going to win the game in the next turn or so, or not. I really want to see some more Underworld doors here, especially considering there's really not much that's going to be stopping the Shadow Rider player.
Exactly. Yeah, there's the Alchemy VMAX going to come down here. The Alchemy VMAX is probably going to be the way to maybe finish off a big Ice Rider, but I think the Max guys can do just enough damage to KO this Ice Rider. But Angel does build up the bench Shadow Rider, which is very important because you do need to have that powered up. So if Angel leaves both Shadow Riders that have damage on them to knock out this Ice Rider in the active, if Angel decides to KO the Ice Rider, then both Shadow Rider probably goes down to a Max Lance and Talion combo. So
one thing that I actually don't like there is evolving into the Alchemy. That means that you now need to have a switch. I would have liked to attach the energy that they just attached right now and really see how that plays out, because this could fall into the Lieutenant Surge trap here.
Yeah.
And as Jake Gearhart saying, even using Alchemy to heal with sugary sprinkles, underutilized attack could have been a little bit better for Angel just to take the turn off. Now, with the hand as it is, I don't know if it necessarily would have been amazing because it's not that boss win. But right now, it's does Tsubasa win or does Angel clutch the dub? That's really where we're at here, folks.
Yeah, Espeon just needs Inteleon Energy Boss to win the game. And we do see, it looks like Shady Dealings is still in the books, which gets you 2 trainers, which can equal Bucket plus Boss. But yeah, you still need that extra Inteleon. I guess there's also Scoop Up Net, which could be used to maybe reuse the Inteleon twice quick shooting. If you can't find the other one to evolve, you can de-evolve to re-evolve the other Drizzile. That could also be the play. A lot of big brain plays here. Boss and Stamp. So that tells me that Espeon might not have game then. But maybe Espeon's grabbing the Stamp to thin out the deck also? I wonder.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Maybe
We
he's
are
trapping
seeing
the
the
Alchemy,
boss
though.
here.
I think we're going to see the Alchemy get trapped, yeah. Ooh, and the Path come down. Stamp's the one Path. Angel needs to find a switch or a way to draw cards.
What? That is a wild top deck.
Yeah, that's like maybe like a 2 or 3 in 21 chance. That's insane. Yeah, that's what Reset Stamp does nowadays, folks. It does not work. I think as long as Angel finds a switch here, that is game over.
Okay, there's
Fog Crystal.
There's
the
a card. That certainly does, like, I don't think the energy necessarily matters too much. We have, 3, 6, 8 energies in play. That's going to be 250 damage. Certainly enough. Attaching to the active, if there is that...
No switch. Oh. That's bad, yeah.
So,
there's only 2 switch in the deck, so actually not the greatest chance.
So this is really where that play was coming down from, though. Evolving into that Alchemy VMAX, really coming back to bite Angel here. I think that's really where it gets tough. Because had it been an Alchemy V and it had one of those energies, we would have been able to see the retreat and have enough energies in play to knock out with Max Geist. So sometimes evolving is not the wave, and it's better to have that lower retreat cost. And also keeping more air balloon options in play instead of playing them down is a way to circumvent Reset Stamp. So maybe in another world, Angel had not evolved, this game would be over this turn, but then it's just really throwing the odds back to Tsubasa to see what's going to go on, making for some exciting gameplay.
Exactly, and I mean now Angel just can win with Gmax Whisk next turn. I guess that's also the option. But Espeon had to boss the Alchemy just so it tries to stay stuck. Angel did whiff the switch there off that research, so we'll see who wins here. This is going to be the final turn of the game. We just probably see Angel pass the turn. Yeah, this is probably the last turn of the game here. Can Espeon win the game this turn, or will Angel win the game with the Gmax Whisk next turn? Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, it certainly seems a little bit of an awkward hand here. Now, it could be the issue that I was talking about earlier. It might be a lack of energy on Tsubasa's side. Yeah. Again, with the only 3 Marnies instead of the regular 4. Wow.
Ooh, and that's game?
That should be game. Yeah, there's the energy, and then we're going to see the Gmax Whisk. Moving so fast, BTCGO is not even loading the attack names, but we are going to see Angel move on to winning game 1.
Exactly. There we go. There is the win. There is the boss's order off the prizes. Not useful anymore. And we're going to get into, I think, a game 2 here. Yeah, just getting that 250 damage pressure is really, really good. And, well, speak of the devil, there's the Gengar Mimikyu. And the energy.
Yeah, definitely not a bad hand. Definitely going Marnie Horror House GX can be huge. Starting with the Mew is kind of gross. I wouldn't be surprised if we just saw Tsubasa pass this. Oh, there's the quick ball. Not so bad. Yeah. Probably going to grab out an Ice Rider V.
Yep, there we go. It's going to be one of those scenarios, too. Angel now has that easy Max Lance target in play. We did see the Gengar Mimikyu put in a lot of work last game. It was able to take out that Ice Rider VMAX in one hit with Poltergeist. So we'll see if maybe that is something that happens this time. However, I'm not going to see that Horror House draw a big hand this time because there's only going to be 1 energy. Unless Angel decides not to do it. But, I mean, you either probably have to move the Gengar this turn so it doesn't get KO'd next turn by Max Lance. Or you have the Horror House. You probably have to move it, though, I would say.
Yeah, it's really interesting here. I think, like, the other thing that just scares me is, like, as much as, like, Tsubasa is setting up that Melanie play, I'm really worried about just, like, not having access to energies throughout the game, similar to what we saw last game. I think it was more or less, like, playing well. Tsubasa just didn't have enough energies to clear out a game. Obviously, they made it all the way to the top 4 of this massive tournament, but it's one of those things that, like, it just makes me wonder at times, like, is there enough energies in this deck to make it work? Can I get away with the deck? And there we see a Marnie making sure that we do not discard those 3 Shadow Rider Calyrex Vs.
Yeah, interesting. Espeon didn't get a Path of Peak in play last turn. So there is access to Dedenne, and we'll see if yeah, there's both Marsh Shadows in the deck. Yeah, Angel's pretty much got everything in the deck. You can see the Shadow Riders and all that stuff. Nothing really big pricey. Alchemy's in the deck. I don't think the Alchemy V though is. And that could be big deal because Alchemy VMAX is sometimes good against Ice Rider because it can take that big one-hit KO. So yeah, no Alchemy in the deck. Oh no, it's in the hand. I did not see that.
Yeah, definitely want to put the Alchemy down in this matchup if you can, because getting off the G-Max Whisk in a normal scenario, maybe not in the way that we saw last game, because that was a little bit of a weird one, the Alchemy V-Max is actually huge in this matchup.
Exactly.
All
Yep,
right.
there we go. We are going to see... Ooh, bit of a rough hand from Angel there. We might have to see the Horror House try to buy an extra turn, or we might see the Retreat. No, just the Horror House.
Okay.
Yeah, Angel needs to buy a turn, yeah. Not a great hand.
Yeah, maybe Angel will... They're very good at top decking supporters, and
there we go.
As we talk about it, there's the supporter there. Now, I would not be pitching this hand away. I don't think it's worthwhile to pitch this hand away. I would probably... maybe it is... It just sucks with that Ordinary Rod, because reasonably... Oh, there's 2 Ordinary Rods in Angel's deck here. Not just one, as most typically do play.
Yeah. The Rod really complements the Alchemy VMAX quite a bit here. There is the Evil Wind-Sense, getting another... going for the other Shadow Rider here. Try to get as many Underworld doors as you can. And I wonder what Angel's going to do this turn. I think we're just going to maybe see... I don't think you want to kill the Mew, to be fair, because it's like it doesn't really do much for you. I think we just have to see like a retreat. Oh no, going straight for the Mew KO. Interesting.
I think it's fine because next turn you could set up and get the knockout with the Alchemy VMAX.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, definitely I think the big thing for Angel there is get that Gengar out of the way. That Gengar Mimikyu is an easy target. Now, Espeon does have that Lieutenant Surge in the deck, and it's now activated, so... I don't know, we could see like a cool like Surge Boss combo here. I do think, though, if you're Espeon, I think the main play might have to just be hit the active, though. And just try to put as much pressure on the Shadow Rider, or even if you can, try to boss the Alchemy on the bench. Alchemy VMAX is a very big threat. Even though Shadow Rider can also build up energy very quickly to take a KO, Alchemy is even worse on that regard, because it does 60 times instead of the plus 30. So, that definitely... I don't know, maybe Espeon might have to try to look at knocking out this Alchemy if it's possible, but if not, hitting into the Shadow Rider isn't terrible. Maybe at some point in the game we can see the Shadow Rider fall to like the Inteleon's quick shooting as an option, so might be a few plays here we could see from Espeon. There's the Evo Wind-Sense. Yeah, we'll see what Espeon decides to do here. Yeah, balloon on the Dedenne. That is that one balloon used up. And that will be interesting to note down the road. Yeah, there's the Ice Rider. We're going to see that come down here onto the thing. And let's see, will Espeon attack the active? Or is there any Gust? I don't know if he played Melanie or not. I actually forgot there was Melanie played, but... What's the play here? 3-card hand, yeah.
3-card hand, I think you just go Ride of the High King, always.
Yep.
I mean, I know I'm watching it as we're seeing the Ride of the High King, so of course it's going to make it seem a little bit more correct. But reasonably, I think it's one of those things where this is a game where Angel should just blow it completely out of the water and just really go for that knockout.
Ice Rider fall. Yeah. Now, Espeon was able to get another Ice Rider in play next turn because, Espeon should get another Ice Rider VMAX next turn. The problem is, we are going to see Angel take a massive one-hit KO on this Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. And then all Angel has to do is take out that Dedenne to win the game, which doesn't really take much effort. So, here comes the Alchemy. This is why the Alchemy is so good in this matchup. And the only problem is, I think Angel does have to wipe out a lot of energy, and that could be a problem. But with the Mars Shadow in play, you don't really have to worry about Path of Peak slowing you down. I think you just go for the big KO. I think it's 6 energy to take this KO. There we go. 6 energy. That is, I think, the knockout. Angel's just counting. There we go. 360 damage.
Yeah, 360 is definitely going to get the knockout. Now, the issue is, with some of the energies fallen from before, and the Ordinary Rod going back from before as well, I think we just have too little energies left to kind of deal with a lot of stuff right now. What are your thoughts on that? Like, 2 prize cards left, but really running low on energies.
Well, I think all Angel has to do here is knock out this Dedenne. I don't know if Angel can, like, find a way to find a boss. I mean, all Angel has to do is just go Underworld Door a couple times, attach to Alchemy, boss Dedenne, knock it out. I don't think Angel can build... Yeah, Angel does not have enough energy to get another one-hit KO. Speaking of one-hit KO, are we about to see a knockout here on this Alchemy with Ice Rider? We see that Lieutenant Surge. which activates Melanie Leon. That'll be an interesting play.
I mean, I really want to
well-
see the Lieutenant Surge plays come out. I think it's a super cool
Yep.
card, and it can definitely see a lot of play when it comes to shady dealings, fetching things out, and these kind of layered turns with Drizziles and stuff like that are huge.
Yeah, there's the Melanie. Oh, I think we're working towards that. Melanie, but even with the quick shooting, that's not going to kill the Alchemy. The Alchemy still survives the turn, theoretically. But maybe it's a boss play, actually. I think we're going to see a boss knock out one of the Shadow Riders. That could swing the game in Espeon's favor. That's one less Underworld Door. But again, I think we could also get a reset Stamp. Stamp Path could be good, even though the Marshall's in play, but Stamp, I think, is really what Espeon might have to find here. Espeon does have a lot of outs to still make a comeback. It's not over yet. If Espeon can knock out that bench Shadow Rider, that Gengar Mimikyu is just another easy target for Shadow or Ice Rider to, knock out at some point in one hit. Not having to really deal with going through a big VMAX Pokemon. That Gengar is a nice target for Ice Rider.
So exactly. So the game could be over in two, for Tsubasa, could be over in 2 turns by knocking out that Genki, or even knocking out the Shadow Rider. I think Shadow Rider might be the better Pokemon to knock out, because you can knock it out with Ride to the High King, and it does take off the Underworld Door.
Yeah. All right, there's Stamp the 2. Last time it worked well for Angel, will it work well this time? It does. The Dene off Stamp the 2? I don't know, man. Reset Stamp doesn't work. And Angel can win this turn if Angel can work towards a double energy KO on the Dedenne with a boss. But if not, I mean, Angel might actually just lose next turn to another boss from Espeon, just KOing that Gengar Mimikyu. So I think Angel has to do something this turn to salvage the win here.
Yeah, I think it's really just going to come down to using Underworld Door, getting those energies out while you can, doing 180 damage to a Dedenne. It's either that or bust.
Yep. Here we go.
Okay.
Angel does have 2 boss in the deck. So Angel needs to find boss energy off the Dedenne to win the game. And if not, I think Espeon takes this. No. Oh,
that is not that.
Actually... Yeah, Marnie could be good, though. Hold on. Angel... does Angel play Reset? Yes, Angel plays Reset. I don't know if it's been used yet, but I guess Angel still has that Stamp to work with at some point in the game. There's Stamp. So I guess Angel can go Marnie, Stamp, and even Marnie could be enough to maybe prevent Espeon from winning. We'll see, though. It's unlikely, but, I mean, you never know. I think the big thing is working for that Reset. There's the Marnie.
Yep, it's crazy.
Oh, there's the boss. Just one.
So, I mean, the boss is there for next turn. We could see an Adornment play. Is Adornment? I think Adornment is just better.
Yeah, I probably would have went Adornment there too. And that should just be game if Espeon has a way to find boss's order. Unless Espeon doesn't have a belt.
Boom!
Marnie and the boss.
There's the boss's orders.
Yeah, we're going to a game 2 here. And that is why the Gengar Mimikyu can sometimes be a bit of a problem against Ice Rider. It's just an easy boss target. I think so.
Yeah, Angel said game 3 they're going to be going first, so should be cool. Hopefully a turn filled with Shadow Rider Vs. I think it's better to start here with Cresselia.
Yeah, Cresselia is a very good Pokemon. Unfortunately, Angel doesn't get full access to it, though, because Angel does go first. But still, though, it's a great starter. Gives up 1 prize. He can even maybe get some damage on the board, which could sometimes be relevant. And Angel just gets 1 Pokemon down. Not the worst start ever. Probably want to see more Shadow Rider V, but you know what? It's not that bad. Ooh, right away. Espeon puts Oh no.
That's wild. I actually would have grabbed the Shadow Rider last turn. Gives you the opportunity to see what's in your deck. I think that's a really good idea when you're first starting off a game, because you never know what's hiding in your 6 prize cards. It also would have thinned the deck 1 card, so there's a little bit of a better chance of drawing things. Definitely attaching to the Cresselia is the right play here. Getting things set up and then really trying to go for that 1-2 punch.
Yep. Yeah, that was just not good here for Espeon. No basics come down. I mean, Angel could play greedy and try to go Gengar Mimikyu, but I mean, that's too late now to do that. But that is something that Angel could have been like, oh, I can maybe Gengar Mimikyu you, but I mean, you just probably don't want to put Gengar Mimikyu in play. And it's just, you saw in that game there, it's like, it's just, you can't afford to have it in play against Ice Rider.
Well, I mean, it's okay in a case like this, especially if you're going to pause it and win the game. Wouldn't be bad, because we could see a huge Alchemy VMAX play. It is in the deck. That seems like the wave here, especially if they are able to get out of the active spots. So nothing there. You don't want to
No.
Path to the Peak yourself. This is certainly a deck that you don't need to worry about with Path to the Peak. And we are seeing the Horror House GX.
There we go.
So
Espeon could lose next turn if this Gengar Mimikyu is able to either donk or somehow an Alchemy VMAX comes down. There's a balloon. That's a huge top deck.
oh,
Actually, gonna attach here. Okay, so Angel settling on the Alchemy.
I think it would have been a little bit better to attach otherwise, but I think we see. Is that game yet? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 energy.
Underworld Door.
Yeah. As long as we see the Underworld Door to the Alchemy VMAX, we are going to see a GMAX Whisk to finish off the game.
Yeah, as you can see, Gengar Mimikyu, one of the strongest cards in the game right now. Horror House is such a very powerful attack, and there we go. 1-2 punch. Angel wins and goes to the finals.